Hello, everyone. Today we'll be starting our March webinar series with our clinician, Carla Beck. She will be presenting the topic, Feeding Your Mind, How Food Affects Your Brain. Carla Beck is a licensed social worker. She graduated with her master's from Seton Hall in New Jersey. She's worked in hospital, school, and mental health agency settings. And she is also working towards her LCSW, and she is looking forward to continuing her work in the mental health field and serving children and adolescents. So I will now let Carla take over.
Hi everyone, today I will be presenting Feeding Your Mind, How Food Affects Your Brain. Getting started, the brain and the body connection. Have you ever ate a meal and felt sluggish or ready for a nap after? You're not alone. Many people feel tired after eating a meal. But why does that happen? It's common to feel tired after eating a meal, especially if it's a meal full of carbohydrates and protein. Some of the foods you eat can release hormones that make you feel tired. Today, we will discuss how food impacts your mood, focus, and energy, which nutrients support brain and health, and practical tips for better eating habits. The brain and body connection. During the embryonic development, the gut and brain originate from the same cells. This shared origin explains their ongoing connection throughout life, with the vagus nerve facilitating communication between them. The gut and brain have a two-way chemical communication system. Gut bacteria plays an essential role in neurotransmitter production, influencing mood and mental health. If your gut isn't healthy, the signals it sends to your brain can disrupt your mood and cause stress. Dietary choices significantly impact gut bacteria, which in turn affects mental function. The brain's energy needs glucose, oxygen, hydration. Nutrients help produce serotonin and dopamine. About 90% of the body's serotonin comes from the gut. Increase prebiotics and probiotics to improve gut health. Neurotransmitters are biologically active chemicals that mediate the electrochemical transmissions between neurons. Its function is to control organic functions such as movement, emotional response, and the physical ability to feel pain and pressure. An imbalance to the neurotransmitters can cause diseases and disorders such as Parkinson's disease, depression, insomnia, increased anxiety, memory loss, and more. How does food help the brain and body? Well, helps produce serotonin, helps produce dopamine. Omega-3s benefit the memory and focus. Complex carbs help to increase energy. We have serotonin, the mood stabilizer. We have dopamine, the motivational and pleasure. Endorphins, the painkillers. GABA, the calming chemical. And we have glutamate, the excitatory neurotransmitter. And then we have acetylcholine, the memory and learning chemical. So what can we eat to increase these feelings within our brain and our body? So we can have turkey, chicken, eggs, cheese, milk, yogurt, salmon, tuna, nuts, and seeds. Especially pumpkin seeds. They tend to be very good for you and it helps stabilize your mood. We can also have banana, oats, and dark chocolate. There's also dopamine, so lean meats, eating beef and chicken, fish, eggs, cheese, soy products such as tofu, almonds, avocados, dark chocolate. For the natural painkillers, we have spicy foods, chili peppers, dark chocolate, oranges, and strawberries. For the calming chemical, there's fermented foods such as yogurt, which also offers a good prebiotic for your gut. We have green tea, brown rice, whole grains, broccoli, spinach, almonds, walnuts, shrimps, and halibut. Now, for the glutamate, we have tomatoes, mushrooms, aged cheese such as Parmesan, seaweed, soy sauce, and miso and broth. For the memory and learning chemical, we have eggs, liver, soybeans, broccoli, cauliflower, peanuts, and fish. Foods that drain the body. There are ingredients such as refined sugars and processed sweets. An example of that would be candy, soda, pastries, sweetened drinks, sugary drinks, cereals. And why does it drain the body? It causes rapid blood sugar to spike, leading to quick energy followed by a crash and feeling fatigue, increase in inflammation and stress in the brain. Over time, it can reduce serotonin sensitivity, leading to mood swings. Highly processed foods would be an example of fast foods, frozen dinners, chips, and instant noodles. And why it drains the body is because it contains preservatives, trans fats, and refined carbs that disrupt the metabolism. It also depletes essential nutrients and impairs dopamine signals and signaling and focus. As for trans fats and hydrogenated oils, there is fried foods, margarine, and packed baked goods. This can block omega-3 fatty acids absorption that is critical for brain health and may be linked to poor memory and inflammation in brain tissues. As for the refined carbohydrates, it's white bread, white rice, pastries, and crackers. This lacks in fiber, which can cause blood sugar fluctuation. It can lead to fatigue, irritability, and brain fog. Other ingredients, we have artificial sweeteners. An example of this would be aspartame, sucrose. Sorry, hold on. And it's found in diet, in sodas, and sugar-free snacks. Why it drains the body. It can interfere with serotonin and dopamine regulation, increase cravings for real sugar, and some may experience headache, anxiety, or fatigue. Then we have energy drinks, such as Red Bull, Monsters, Bang, etc. Can lead to overstimulation in the nervous system, leading to a crash, anxiety, and irritability. There's alcohol, such as beer, wine, or spirits. It can disrupt neurotransmitter balance, such as serotonin, impair sleep quality, and dehydrate and taxes the liver, causing low energy and focus. As for highly salty foods, we have processed meats, chips, canned soups, and sauces. This drains the body because it excesses sodium affect blood pressure, brain perfusion, and can lead to dehydration and sluggishness. And the last ingredient here, we have low quality and processed meats, hot dogs, bacon, sausages, deli meats, high in nitrates and preservatives linked to fatigue and depression can disrupt gut health, which affects mood and cognition. So today we're going to talk about depression, anxiety, ADHD and focus challenges, bipolar and mood swings, stress and burnout. With depression, gut and mental health are strongly connected as gut bacterial imbalances can intensify depression. Research finds that those with major depressive disorders have a unique gut bacterial patterns compared to healthy people. Depression can increase gut barrier permeability, resulting in a leaky gut that allows bacteria to enter the bloodstream and trigger an inflammatory response. Both depression and stress have been shown to promote increased inflammation and gut leakiness. And here we have some facts. We have low levels of omega-3, B vitamins, and zinc linked to depressive symptoms. Balanced blood sugar and anti-inflammatory foods improve mood. Foods to avoid: sugar, high glycemic load carbohydrates, fried foods, and bad fat. And to food focus, we have try including foods like salmon, leafy greens, berries, nuts, and eggs in your diet. You can try a Mediterranean style eating, which emphasizes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, olive oil, and healthy fats while limiting processed foods. And we have some depression fighting foods over here. We have tomatoes, mushrooms, pumpkin seeds, quinoa, sweet potatoes, walnuts, oats, strawberries, tofu, blueberries, raspberries, avocado, carrots, almonds. We also have chickpeas, kale, Brazil nuts, and we also have, give me one second, sorry. Now moving on to anxiety. Anxiety disorders are the most common type of psychiatric disorders in the United States, with up to a third of the population suffering from one during their lifetime. While there are several approaches to treating anxiety, only 50 to 60% of people respond to medication and psychotherapy, and only a quarter of patients have complete resolution to their symptoms. A crucial part of battling anxiety is making sure your diet is full of foods that are calming and free of foods that put you on edge. Even if you don't have an anxiety disorder, you probably already sense that your gut and your emotions are linked. Think about how your stomach reacts when you're feeling nervous. Maybe you've had to rush to the bathroom before an important exam, or you felt nervous or gaggy before giving a work presentation. Our everyday language even reflects this mind and gut connection. We talk about having butterflies when we're a little nervous, or a pit in the stomach when we're filled with dread. Because your brain and gut are in constant communication, It makes sense that anxiety and digestive problems often go hand in hand. As many as 60% of people with anxiety also experience irritable bowel syndrome, known as IBS. Anxiety, again, 90% of serotonin is created in the gut and then travels to the brain, which explains why 40 to 90% of people with IBS also have some degree of anxiety or depression. Here we have some facts again. Research indicates that people with IBS, the areas of the brain responsible for focusing on everyday activities, processing emotions, and regulating pain, don't operate as effectively as they typically do in others. Many animal studies indicate that high fat and high carbohydrates diets promote anxiety. Some foods you might want to avoid are fast food meals with bad fats, such as saturated fats, trans fats, and vegetable oil. Fried food, sweetened drinks, caffeine, alcohol, gluten, and artificial sweeteners. Foods to focus are high fiber foods such as beans, brown rice, berries, almonds, and oats, yogurt, apple cider, vinegar, turkey, chickpeas, pumpkin seeds, magnesium, turmeric, lavender, and chamomile. Moving on to attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, known as ADHD. The core feature of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, include difficulty paying attention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. But patients present in a variety of ways. ADHD is increasingly linked to the gut-brain axis, the communication network connecting gut microbes, the immune system, and the brain. Research suggests that children and adults with ADHD often show differences in gut microbe composition, which can affect dopamine regulation, inflammation, and nutrient absorption, which is important for attention and impulse control. When gut balance is disrupted, it may influence brain signaling and behavior through the vagus nerve and immune pathways. Although ADHD is primarily neurological and genetic, gut health appears to play a supportive role in symptoms, mood regulation, and overall cognitive function. Moving on to facts of ADHD, we have gut bacteria plays an important role in ADHD by directly affecting our neurobiology and altering the levels of neurotransmitters, including dopamine and serotonin. The gut microbe plays a role in synthesizing chemical precursors necessary for dopamine production, indicating that gut health can affect ADHD symptoms. Starting the day with a nutritious breakfast, such as a smoothie or yogurt with berries, can help improve symptoms and gain focus. Some foods to avoid include gluten, dairy, sugar, food colorings, and additives. Foods to focus are eating a nutritious breakfast can enhance cognitive function. Coffee, caffeine in moderation, berries, cherries, eggplant, onions, kale, and green tea. So bipolar disorder, BD, and schizophrenia, SCZ, are widely recognized psychiatric conditions. Bipolar disorder involves significant mood fluctuations with distinct manic and depressive phases, while SCZ is characterized by psychotic symptoms, which include delusion and hallucinations. Medicated or unmedicated people with schizophrenia have less diversity of gut bacteria, and they even have some unique bacteria that aren't found in healthy guts. Mood instability in bipolar disorder is linked to gut health, with increased inflammation marked by C-reactive protein levels. Poor dietary choices can impact gut flora, contributing to mood swings and overall health issues. Regarding foods to avoid in bipolar, people who have bipolar, the Western diet, which is bad fats, refined carbohydrates, sugar, and meat with very low vegetables, caffeinated drinks, such as energy drinks, food that may interfere with medication, alcohol, and grapefruit juice, which may seem harmless, but it can inhibit the enzyme system that metabolizes certain fruits in the liver, increasing the blood levels of medication. Foods to focus are omega-3 fatty acids such as salmon, tuna, sardines, eggs, ricotta cheese, yogurt, broccoli, red pepper, onion, vitamin B9, magnesium, and zinc. Foods to avoid with schizophrenia are foods that have high in bad fats such as red meat and fried foods, and high glycemic carbs, white bread, white rice, potatoes, pasta, and anything else made from refined flour. Gluten such as breads, pizza, pasta, alcohol, and high fructose corn syrup. Foods to focus on. We have omega-3 fatty acids such as salmon, tuna, sardines, eggs, grains, cheese, yogurt, broccoli, spinach, green and black, and oolong tea, flax seeds, cucumber, asparagus, and then we have vitamins such as B9, B12, and C. Coming up on stress and burnout. Stress and the gut-brain axis are closely connected through a two-way communication system involving the nervous system, hormones, and the gut microbiome. When you experience stress, the body releases cortisol and activates the fight or flight response, which can disrupt the digestion, increase gut permeability, leaky gut, and alter the balance of beneficial bacteria. In turn, an imbalanced gut sends stress signals back to the brain through the vagus nerve and inflammatory pathways, heightening anxiety, mood changes, and overall stress sensitivity. This creates a cycle in which stress harms the gut and the gut changes amplify stress, making the gut health essential for emotional well-being. Now we have some facts again for stress and burnout. We have managing stress, be active, get enough sleep, relaxation exercises, creating hobbies or listening to music, find a good listener, go outside. It's important to stay hydrated and eat complex carbs to balance out cortisol. Foods to avoid: sugary foods, candy, donuts, cookies, highly processed foods such as fast foods, instant noodles, hot dogs, alcohol, and excessive caffeine. Food focus: eat berries and citrus fruits such as dark chocolate, 70% of it, whole grains, matcha, steel-cut oats, avocado, sardines, salmon, and leafy greens. So here we have a graph of helpful foods versus harmful foods. Foods that support the gut and brain axis include fiber-rich produce, whole grains, and we're also looking to have fermented items such as yogurt to promote a positive gut, which also help your microbes thrive. Omega-3 sources such as fatty fish and walnuts also reduce inflammation. In contrast, ultra-processed foods and high in sugar and refined fats can disrupt the microbe and hinder healthy gut-brain signaling. So over here we have to eat more. We want to eat more animal-based, such as eggs white, fish, shellfish, and we also have yogurt. If we're looking more of a plant-based, tofu, edamame is a good way to increase your proteins. Eat some. Over here we have lamb, meat jerky, protein powders, and for eating some of plant-based, we are wanting to limit, again, plant-based protein powders, soy yogurt, unsweetened, burgers. And then as we look at eating less animal-based foods, we're wanting to eat less fried meats, chicken fingers, nuggets, wings, high-fat meats, high-fat sausages like hot dogs, protein bars, foods in different settings. So promoting gut-brain health can be supported across all daily settings by choosing nutrient-dense, minimally processed foods whenever possible, across all settings. Consistency with these choices help nurture both gut health and overall well-being. So if we're looking at a school setting, we want to try to select as many fruits and vegetables, whole grain options as we can. You might want to bring a sugary snack down to a minimum. When we're thinking about work meals, might want to pack balanced meals with fiber, rich foods such as that include nuts, yogurt, fermented snacks can help maintain steady energy and support a healthy microbe. In the community, so if we're out to eat at a restaurant or we're at an event with our friends and family, opting for dishes with whole ingredients, choosing water over sugary drinks, and looking for places that offer fresh, fermented, or plant-based options can reinforce healthy habits. As for home, preparing simple meals with vegetables, you want to include omega-3s, can help keep your gut-friendly choices available to you. Some key takeaways: we have personalization matters. There is no one-size-fits-all diet. Paying attention to individual responses, cultural preference, and whole diet patterns is key. Ultra-processed foods can harm mental well-being. High sugar intake, artificial additives, and processed fats can fuel inflammation and disrupt gut microbes, influencing stress, mood swings, and fatigue. Food profoundly affects mental health. What we eat influences inflammation, hormone regulation, neurotransmitter production, and the gut microbe, which all play a major role in mood, cognition, and emotional resilience. The gut-brain axis is central. A balanced microbe helps produce key neurotransmitters like serotonin and GABA, supporting calmer moods and clearer thinking. Poor diet can disrupt this balance and worsen mental health symptoms. Different foods influence specific conditions. Targeted dietary patterns can support issues such as anxiety, depression, ADHD, PTSD, and a cognitive decline. For example, omega-3s, leafy greens, spices, and fermented foods tend to be broadly helpful.
Thank you very much, Carla, for a very engaging presentation on food and nourishment. And thank you to everyone else for tuning in. Our next presentation from March is called Food, Mood, and Mental Health Awareness, which will be on March 26th at 6 p.m. on a Thursday. So make sure to stay tuned for that if you can. If you enjoyed our presentation, you want to keep up with our activities, just follow us on social media at NJ4S Union. Or if you want to contact us about programming, you can just email us at NJ4SUnion@preventionlinks.org. So thank you again for joining us and have a great rest of your day.